will be a star freelancer. Learn new skills. Set your goals. Increase your skills. Browse over 100 plus videos and ebooks. Jump to starfreelancer.eu.
Let's look at date format. The date format is this date format. What it does, it takes a date time value, apply a wildcard. Then it could be, for instance, let me show you. Let's say select this. We put whatever date time. Let's say 1996. Okay, this is the date side of it. Then we can put the time part, which is, for instance, 12/01/22. Then we apply a wildcard here. For instance, we want to get, let's say M here, for instance. Let me show you. This December, picking only this. Show you this year is December. So we want to know, we want to take this year, for instance, we can put Y here. The hour for the time side, we put H here. For this, put M here now for month, as I said, December, and so on and so forth. S for the seconds, which is 22. That's what we're going to look at. You can also join them together. For instance, I can put as many as I want here. For instance, I can put M here, or let me see Y, put M here, put S here. You can see what it's doing. I put a comma, I separate them as well. If I click this, I have the year, the month, and the second. That's what I want us to learn before we continue with the tasks. Now let's look at day of the week. Okay, that's W, that's the day of the week. 0 is Sunday, 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, 3 is Wednesday. So if we go to this timeanddate.com, let's use this day as an instant. Let's say 6th of January 2021. If I want to know the day of the week this one fall into, I run this, it says 3rd, 3. Let's check the 6th. Remember, this Sunday is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, Thursday is 4, Friday is 5, Saturday is 6. Okay, now let me put 9 to see if it will give us 6. Let me put 9 here. See, 6. So 9 is the 6th day of the week. What if I put 29th? It's the 5th day of the week. So let's see, 29. This 29, the 5th day of the week. So let's check. That is on Friday. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if you want to know if this day is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on and so forth? All you need to do, you change this one to capital letter, you run. To tell you what, on a Friday, just as we saw. So if you put here like 20th, you see run, it says Wednesday. So let's say 20th. 20th is Wednesday. Also, if you want to check like here, let's put 12th month, 12th day for 2021. If we run this, you see it's on a Sunday. That is the power of what date formats. Hope you understand this. But what if you want this to be abbreviated to sun? For instance, you put A. It's not Sunday. Let me change this one to 11th. Sat. Let's change it to 01. Word. So if you want it to be full, just put this, and so on and so forth. If I want it abbreviated, assume I put here now 11th, I put here now 11th. So it's abbreviated. If I want it full. This weekday. Hope you understand this. D represent day of the month. 11th day of this month. Okay, let's check. See, 11th day of this month. If you want to have it as 11th, you put this. It's 11th day of the month. If I change this one to 12, put this one to 01. Let's see what it will do. See, first. If you don't want it like that, you can put small letter D. That is what the day of the month, and so on and so forth. Looking at this value here, D, the day of the month. Okay, if it's capital letter, then if I put like 2 here, that means second of whatever month that is there. So if I run this, it's second. If I don't want the second, I put the small letter D, I have this. Okay, but assume you don't want the 0 before the number, just you want the numeric, just put E, become 2. It will strip off the first one. If I put 9 here now, for instance, to give you only 9. But if it's something like 20th or 21st, to give you the numeric value without trying to put anything before the number. If I put something like 05, it's 5. So it depends on what you want as your output that determines what you put here. For instance, J represents the day of the year. You agree with me that 31st of December, 365th day of the year. If we run this, we find out what is 365 day. That is this date. If I put 30 here, that is 364. If I change this date like to 01, here 01, that is 1st of January, you find that what is 01 of the year. Like, let me put this on 2 as February, the first day of February, the 32nd day of the year. If I put this one like 11th of February, we have the 42nd day of the year, and so on and so forth. Let's look at the week of the year. So whenever you use U, capital letter U, we assume that the week starts with Sunday. Like here now, as you can see, this is the first day of the week. Sunday is the first day of the week. That's why it's in red. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Some people prefer to start the week from Monday. But whenever you want to start the week with Sunday, or that's your desire, simply use what? Capital letter U. So if I run this, it says the week I am is week 0. If I change this one to 21st, it's giving me I'm in week 3 of the year. If I put this one, for instance, to 04, I say, okay, this one is 01. That's April. Say it's week 13 using U. Okay, so U will help you fetch out the week of the year. Assume I put 10 here. What week is 22nd of October? You see, it's week 42. What if I put 12 here? See the last day of the year, which is 31st. You see, I'm week 52. Okay, so if I put 2022 here now, I leave it like this, same, because throughout the year we have how many weeks? That is, we have 52 weeks. Put 2022, I put 01, put 01 here to start with 0 again. Then go straight to, if I put 06 here now, see, 22. Okay, if I put 07 here, 26. As what? Half of the year. Hope you understand how to get the week of the year from date time format. Hope you understand everything we have done in this section. Thank you for viewing. Now let's look at month of the year. The month of the year, you get that by using either capital letter M or small letter m. Let's see this one first. It says January because 01. If I put 4 here, say April. If I put 10, it's October. But what if I put small letter m? It says 10 using numbers. Like January, you agree with me, is what? 1. Like March is 3, and so on and so forth. But if you want it to come in words, you put capital letter M. What if your desire was to make sure that this one comes in abbreviation? Just put small letter B. See, March. Let me put something like 10 here. Oct. See the difference? If you want it full, October. If you want it abbreviated, and so on and so forth. But what if you don't even want the name? You can use C. C will give you the number of the month, which is this number 6. Can do something like this. You want this 0 to come with it. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. What if you want to have the year section of this? Just put Y. That is 2019. It's 2029. See, that's the year section. Do you want to pick only these two? Just put the small letter Y. If I put 2021, same. 2020, 218, give you 18. If I want it full, do something like this. Now let's deal with the time section of this. There's the time section. There's a date. Let's look at this time section. If I want to know if this is PM or AM, I simply put P here. It shows that what? It is PM. But what if it was like a 08, which is AM? See? is telling us what is AM. What if I want to get only this time portion from this entire date time? I will put T here. Okay, T is here. But what if I want to know, I know that this is 8:30. Is it AM or is PM? I will simply put what here? R. I will tell me that this is what? 8:30 AM. If I put something like 13 here now, I will have found that what? This is what? PM. If I put 12 here now, or let me say 11, to give it to me like this. If I put like 12 noon, see what it did for me? What if I just want second section? I'll put capital letter S, that is this one. Or I put small letter s. Again, if I put capital letter T, I have this. If I put R here, I have what? Both the time and AM or PM. What if I want to get the hour? Put capital letter H, that's 12. Small letter H2. See? What? Or this L. Let me move this one to 01. I tried every other thing I've tried before. 01. If I put H, see? If I put small letter H, see? If I put L, give me 1. So the L will help me to trip off where there is 0 before the number. But if I put 11 here now, you cannot trip out 1. Still remain the same. So you can still use H. I use the small letter H. What about the minute? Use I to get the minute. I for minute, that is this. If I put K here, I have what? The hour. And so on and so forth. What if I want to get the microseconds, which is not actually here? I would have used F, but it's not here. To give me 0000. That's the microseconds. Hope everything's well understood. Thank you for viewing. Help get the name of employees that were employed the same period, same month and weekdays. Assume somebody will employ 2020 01 and assume this day was, let's say, Wednesday, Thursday for instance. Let's say Thursday. Okay, another guy was employed, let's say 1999. Okay, and it was 01, let's say 23. And the output that this same day was on a Thursday. This is just assumption. It's not true. What we are looking for is that the month of this guy should match the month of this guy. The weekday of this guy should match what? The weekday of this guy. That's what the question is asking us to get. Look at the solution. The first thing we did is just normal concat, which you already know. This was the alliance. We say, okay, because we are going to deal with the same table, let me show you. There's a table. We want to use this table, but we are going to assume you are using two tables. We call this same table S. We also call this same table Y. That means we are duplicating it. Okay, in your mind, assume you are duplicating this table. One is S, one is Y. Okay, then we are going to compare the higher date. This higher date, we're going to compare them. How to compare between two duplicated tables? All you have to do is to measure what you say this higher date in first table is not equals to the higher date in another table, which we are doing here now. What we did here is the higher date in S table is less than what the higher date what in Y table. It means we are not going to compare this against itself. Since this one, for instance, is less than this, then we can compare them. That is the only way out. Once you do this, either less than or greater than, you have your solution. This is the place that is so important in this query. Okay, let's go back. Remember, this is not needed. I just show you the table. This is where the query ends. We are going to use for this exercise. So what we did is we concat this and this. We say, okay, we are going to take the first table, first name from the first table, also first name from what? The second table. Though they are the same table, we duplicated what? The table according to this query. Then we just say, and the name of this guy and this guy are the same month and weekday. Then we put the alliance. From which table? Table, the first table, and what is duplicate, which is what? Y. From the two tables. Okay, where what? This where the trick actually is. We are looking at what as I said, This W represent what? Day of the week. The day of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. YM represent the month of the year. January, February, March. We say must be same month, same weekday. I interchange them if you want. Now we are saying the first table and its duplicate must match, but here must not match. Let me show you this, because I'm just thinking that somebody is missing something. If I do this, assume this is a table, it only has 2 rows. Let's A column, B column. This 1, 2, this T, K. We duplicate it again to say K. Same table, A, B, 1, 2, T, K. This is X, this is Y. Okay? Now, what we are doing here now is, we know it's the same table, we only duplicated them according to this. We are saying that this month and weekday must match. But when you are comparing them, don't compare row against row. This row should be less than this row. Look at it. Row S, this one, have to be less than this. You can't compare 1 and 1 because 1 is equal to 1. But you can compare 1 and 2 because 1 is less than 2. So if you have some other one here now, for instance, can be comparing then 3, 4, compare. It means that we get to stage 2 today. If this is actually 3, 4, if I want to compare this now, I will not compare this against 4 because this 4 must be less than what's here. So that means I have to compare it with what? 5. Okay, I have to compare with 5. That's what we are trying to say. Okay, once I've done that, this one is just normal, order by the first name in the first table. If I run this now, it says what? Look at the 2 results. It says an adoze. Okay, sorry, I need to separate this in this concat. There is need for me to separate them with a space. An adoze were hired the same month and day. So let me put that too. Were hired the same month. Were hired the same month and weekday. So let me run this again. And adoze were hired the same month and week day. Steve and Michael were hired the same month and weekday. So you can see. Let's look for an adoze. Let's click here. Where is an? This an adoze. They were employed the same month and same weekday. That is Stephen and Michael. If we run this for them, let's look for Stephen and Michael. Stephen and Michael. Let's also check when they were employed. The hire date for Stephen and Michael. Okay, good. You see? 2 of them. This is Workbench, which I'll be using to connect with my SQL server. But this time, I want to use Python to connect to my SQL server. I want to be working from Python. What I'm saying is, if this is our SQL server, we have been connected to it with our Workbench. This time, I want to use Python to work with it. What this means is that whatever you are creating with Workbench, assume you create a database called first DB. If you come to Python, you should be able to access it. And if you create a database from this Python, assume you call it second DB, even Workbench can also access it. You create tables, you join tables, whatever you can do with this, you should also be able to do it with Python. That's what I want to show you from now to the end of this course. And the first thing we need to do is to learn to install the connector, that is what we can use to connect Python to my SQL server. Once we have done that, I will test it. Then we go ahead and create our first database. We create tables, we select tables, then we insert data, we show tables, and so on and so forth. That's what I want to achieve in this session. All will be done using Python. Now let's see how we can install MySQL connector in Python. The first thing you need to do is to go to Google. Just Google MySQL connector. Look at this. You click on this. Then you look for the one of Python. This one. You click. Then you can download this. If you are using Windows, you click on Microsoft Windows. Then you choose the particular bit that suits your system. Since I've already installed it, I'm not going to download it now. It is straightforward just to download the version that is applicable to your system. Optionally, you can use the terminal. If you want to install with your terminal, all you have to do, just say pip search MySQL connector, pipe gray double hyphen colon MySQL hyphen connector hyphen Python. I will drop this one for you, which you can also use. Remember, I've actually installed this. Just try to show you. Then you enter. It will show you what these versions. For me, I copy this. Then you simply say pip install. Then you drop this. You enter. Yours will not be like this. Maybe might spend some time here before the complete installation. For my own, you say what? Requirement satisfied, requirement satisfied. And the only way to actually know that I am on the right track, I have to go to Python, then try to import my SQL.connector, then enter. If there is no error, you are good to go. The next thing I have to also show you now, you may also decide to install Anaconda if you don't have it yet, or you can use any other favorite Python editor. You just Google Anaconda download, then you click the first one, then you just click download to take you to download for Windows, for Mac, or for Linux. Download the one that is applicable to your computer. Then you install. Very straightforward. Click on Jupyter Notebook. This will pop out. New Python 3. I still want to confirm the same thing. Import MySQL.connector. Because this is the environment I'll be using. Shift enter. No error. This shows that I am ready to go. If you do this and you have error, that means you have not installed it very well. You have to reinstall it again. And best bet, if you have any error still, just copy the error, paste it in Google. Somebody must have had similar error before you, and you see some explanation. In the next class, we are going to create a database from Jupyter Notebook inside Python. Hope this process is understood. Thank you for viewing. You have succeeded in installing the driver. How would you create a database called first database from Python? The first thing you should do, if you are using Anaconda, you click to launch the Jupyter Notebook. You might prefer to use other editors, but I prefer this Jupyter Notebook. Once you open this place for you, then you click here, Python 3, which you open here for you. If you have not installed Anaconda, you can actually Google this, download and install. Very straightforward. So now to create a database, I need to connect to my SQL server. I want you to know is that whatever you can do with Workbench, you'll be able to do it with Python. Before that, we need to connect to the server first. If I come to this place now, I need to import the connector. And the connector is located in my SQL module, which is import MySQL.connector. I press Shift Enter. You can also press this one. If there's no error, means you are good to go. So I need to authenticate, meaning I have to give my credentials. To do that, I also need the help of the connect inside this connector. So I will take this one. I say, okay, give me the connect. So the first thing I will do now is, okay, what is the host? The host is the location of the server. The server is running in my local computer. Say local host. See, the next one now is who is the user? I'm the user. So how did it change it? It's at the default, which is root. Next is the password, which is passwd equals to my password is this. I don't know what to use for your password. Whatever you use, you put it. That is all. Once you have done this, try to run it. And if there's no error still, means you are good to go. What I need to do now, I need to create the cursor. The cursor means cursor the way cursor is. As you see, this is a cursor. Whatever I click here, I am what? Infecting it. So my SQL cursor, what it means that go into the server, I click whatever I give you. When I hit enter, it's like you are clicking the invisible button. The way I will click this button that is visible, This console is meant to what? To also click the invisible buttons, whatever instruction I'll be giving to it. So I need to create this instruction, and it must call from here, which is what? The DB. So I need to assign it a variable. Let me call it my console. You can call it any name, the variable. This is the way to connect now, to prepare this cursor on ground. Then I will click this to run it. That is okay. The first thing I want to do, I want to see the database in this place because I've connected to it now. And whatever I want to do from now on, I should call this guy to help me out because I've attached this one to you. Okay, I'm calling you now to help me. And to help me, I will put execute here. Whatever I want to do today will be happening within this space. This space is like my workbench, whatever I will do. So I can put here show databases. What I will also do in workbench. If I run this, it will not give me the result immediately. I need to do some other things, which I will show you. Let me just run first. So the next thing to do is to loop through whatever result that this one has shown that is invisible to me. I need to print it. And to print it, I will say for whatever. It can be for I, for K, for S. You know loopy, right? At least you have little knowledge of Python to do this. This is the one that is housing it now. This. The result is here. So I will say for the result from here is located here now. Has been dropped for this guy to keep. I will say for data in this, print data. Then I run this. If I run this now, you can see all the result that is coming out for me. Let me also go to display. I say show databases. You see same result. Remember, this is just to show I've not actually created a database. The question asked me to create, which is what? First database. So I'll go back to this place to create the database. Without being told, is this same thing I will use because it's like my working environment now. This line of code. How do you create a database? You always say create database. Then you give the name, and the name given to me here, you say what? First database. I just decide to copy, then I will paste it here. Then I will run this. It said that this database already exists. That means I've actually created it before. Okay, what I will do now, we just make it 2. Okay, just for practice purpose. I will go back to this place. That's okay. Put 2 here now. Then run it again. Created. So if I come to this place now, I want to call this guy, show everything here. This one, I will call this guy. Then I will also call this one. Merge the two together. It means this one will help me get the result. This one will help me print the result. If I run this, I have similar result here, but this one I should be there, which is this. You see, that means I have something like that before. Remember, it's not case sensitive. So if I go back to workbench, I see run. Let me see. It's not here right now. Let's see now. It's there now. Okay. Hope you understand the steps. But assume that from now on, all you want to work with in this project, and there's a project before you, all you want to work with is this particular database. Just copy this one. Call me back to this place. Say database is equals to this. It means from now on, I'll be working with this. I will still connect it back. Run. I'm good to go now. Hope everything is understood. I'll provide this for you. Thank you for viewing. Create a table called computer shop with column names, ID, manufacturer name, computer name. You are already used to this. Connect, authenticate, then you create your console. Then you use this one to do what you want to do. You come here as a create table. Okay, what we have done is a create table. You give the name of the table, just the normal thing. The ID is integer, it's a primary key, it's not null. They went further to say the manufacturer name is voucher, not null. Then the second or the third column is this, is voucher, it's not null. So after this, what do? You run it. Okay, to show that this exists, you still use my cursor. Say describe. You run this. You apply the loop. You can also say show tables. Then just run this one once and for all. This is the only table in the database. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Insert Apple and MacBook Pro into computer shop table. So we're going to do that because our database is ready. Our table is ready. So what we're going to do now is to insert information into this table. I'm going to do it, then I will come back and explain to you. Okay, now look at this. This is what I'm going to use to insert the same thing, the mycursor.execute. Then we're going to say insert into computer shop. Then we pick all the relevant columns. The value normally supposed to remove this. Then we continue with this, but not like that here. We have to use this format, string format. Okay. And you can see here there are how many? 3. So we have to make this one also 3. The double quote started from here and it ended there. There a comma. You cannot put the actual value here. Okay. Once you have done this, it's not the head. You need to commit your data into the database. I say db.commit. Then you run this now. Went. So the next thing we're going to do, which is normal, we simply use the same cursor execute. Okay, remember we have to use the loop. The same thing we do in the normal workbench. We follow up with this to see our result. Let's run. See, this is the information we entered. If you go to workbench and you pick only this, if you run this, remember we have to first of all select the database, which is first database 2. Then we run this. After we run that, we just pick this, exactly the same thing. Then we run this. You see, what we created in Python is also available here because all are committed to the server. This is just working from here to the server. This is not the server, just as this is not also the server. The information is made available to all the application. Hope this was understood. Thank you for viewing. Insert the following into computer shop table. We are going to use the same where we left off. We need to pick only this out of this place. Now we are putting more than one column. So here we say query equals to this. I took only the query out of this place. I will run this now. I also want to put the values here. I want to run this now. So what I've done is you are used to this one. I took out only the insert that headed here. Then I place it in a variable. Then I also went and took this last one and I place it, because there are many, put them inside a list. That is square bracket for each of them. So this one is HP. So once I've done this now, all I need to do, if everything is okay, then I run this. Okay. Then I can delete this one because I don't need this. This is for single entry. Then what I will do now, that's why I did not delete all these ones. I can run the same thing, similar thing. But before I run that, remember I have not done anything special here yet. What I need to do now is to insert this information into the table because they are not yet in the table. It's just in this variable, also in this variable. So I need to pick them from each of the variable to insert them into the table. But this time it will be execute many. See, it's different from the first one. The first one is execute. This one is what? Execute many. Then I will come here. The first position is talking about what? This. Remember, it's like that, right? We write the query before we write what? The data or the value. Then we put what? This. Then we can run this now. Say duplicate 103. Okay, this one duplicate. So I make it 104. Okay, let me run this one again. So Then I will come back here now. The duplicate has been removed. Let me run this one now. That is this one. Good. Then I can run this very one now, which you already know in the previous class. Okay, let me run this. All the information inserted accurately. Remember, this one is what? Execute. If you put many here mistakenly, you are having what error? To check, it's execute. But it's always good that you commit to the database. But though it is on auto commit, if you are check the topic in MySQL, we did transaction, you understand what I'm saying about the auto commit and the manual commit. It's always good you see use the db.commit so as to be sure that the information are permanently registered in your table. Hope you understand this now, how to insert many rows. The only thing we introduced newly is mainly this execute many. Then we separated the query from the values. Then we put the query, then we put the value. If you want to commit before you continue. For instance, just to play, I can put here now, let me just put 5. I will run this, then I will now run this with commit. See, still the same thing, but it's good like that. See, all this have entered. Hope you understand what we have done. Thank you for viewing. Okay, now want to know how to get the number of rows. Assume you want to get the number of rows. What do? I want to remove this. I want to get the number of rows. It's very easy. Say print my console.row count. Can write anything you want to write here. Before that, we can just run this. See how many rows? 7. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can also put something here now. Like this table has rows. Can run something like this too. See, this table has several rows. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Okay, now I want to introduce to you these two queries, fetch all and fetch one. Because see, we are talking about this, the all and one. As you can see here, you are already used to this, which is the same thing with this, the same thing with this. Same. There's no difference. The only difference is that we take whatever that will be here, we simply fetch off from it, then put it in a variable. The same thing with this place. Put it what? In a variable. I want to run this. So this is the result. Just look at it. If I run this now, you will find that the same thing. No difference. Okay? But this first one now is telling you to get the first one. See, the first one, that is what? 101 Apple Mac Pro. And that is it here. So what I just want to show you that this and this, they don't look different, the output. But here, you can see that you cannot specify to fetch all. Hope this is understood. Thank you for viewing. In this class, I want us to look at filter. We select. This is all we need to start off. The first thing I will do show tables. I need to print the result from the console. So it says that these are the two tables that I have. So I want to see what is available here. Let me check this. The second table. Then I run this. I have all this. It means that these are where they are located. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to select only this. If I want to select only this, I can come here to say where ID is equals to this. If I run this, I must also run this to see the very ID with this data. Okay, this time I want to look at the wildcard. Are you agree with me that we can work with MySQL from Python? So we are going to change this database to NotWind so that we can have a broader data to work with. First of all, let's see the tables using this place. Then let's check the content. So these are all the tables in NotWind. So what we are going to do now, first of all, let me just check like others. So let me run this. So these are the informations. I want to copy this whole thing, put it here. Then, but before I do that, let me put it here. Then here, I will separate this to make it simpler for us to observe. So we're going to say where, for instance, let's say order ID like 102. We put it in this quote. Then we use the percentile symbol. Then we can say like what? Like this. Meaning this could be at the beginning or at the end or in between. We have already treated wildcard. Let me run this first. And after running this, I have to place this one inside here to complete everything. So let me run this. Then let me run this now to see the output. See, it's giving me this output. I will select only order ID. Let me run that one. Then I will run this again. Good. So you see, I said like 102. So that means 102 must be part of the result. Like this one now, there's 102 here, 102 here, and so on and so forth. Not twinned. Then let me select employees. Okay, I want to select all the employees that are sales representative. So let me go back to Python. This is just to let you know that anything you can do in Python, you can also do it here. Let's just say sales, okay? And it is sales. Then we're going to employees. What do we want? We want everything. Let's run this. Now let's run this. See, we have a lot of results. Okay, what if we just want the names and title? First name and title. Then we run. Then we run this. Good. This is more readable. See here the names. Anything that has to do with sales. If you want the one I have to do with representative, you can say put it here, representative, for any reason. You can run that. If we run this now, see. Okay, let's say report to 2. The other one, we can run this now. We can also run this. These are them. Name, access rep. Introduction to Business Intelligence, BI. Businesses and organizations have questions and goals. You have questions and they also have what? Goals. To answer these questions and track performance against these goals, they gather necessary data. 1. 2. Analyze it and determine which action to take to reach their goals. You see, this is very important. You have a business or in an organization, definitely you have goals. And there are questions you need to ask and you need to answer this question to be able to reach the goal. So with the help of business intelligence, you should be able to determine which action you need to take to reach these goals. Okay, let's define business intelligence. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence is a technology-driven process for analyzing data and delivering actionable information that helps executives, managers, and workers make informed business decisions. Remember, before you can make informed business decisions, you need to have what? Data. And those data need to be what? Analyzed. Okay? Then you should be able to have what? Actionable information. Information which you can take action on. This information definitely will help this group of people, the executive, the manager, and workers to make what? Informed business decision. Very important. Hope you understand this. Let's go to the next class. Let's look at the process and activities that are involved in business intelligence. The first you should know is data mining. Using databases, statistics, and machine learning to uncover trends in large data sets. What is reporting? Reporting is sharing data analysis to stakeholders so they can draw conclusions and make decisions. Okay? Here you will need what? Your Tableau. Here you need something like SQL. Okay. Here you will need Python. Here you need mathematics knowledge of statistics, and so on and so forth. So after you have analyzed, you need to share what you have analyzed with the stakeholders to make what? Decision. After what? The necessary conclusion from the analysis you share with them. Also, look at this. Performance metric and benchmarking. What is this? Comparing current performance data to historical data to track performance against goals, typically using customized dashboard. You need a Tableau here. You will hear Tableau will help you to do all these things. Descriptive analytics. Using preliminary data analysis to find out what happened. Querying. Asking data specific question. Business intelligence. Pulling the answer from data set. Okay. Here, statistical analysis, taking the result from descriptive analytics and further explore the data using statistics such as how these trends happen and why. Okay. For you to be a good business intelligent person, you need to have what? Statistical knowledge. You need to have SQL knowledge. You need to have what? Other knowledge such as BI tool knowledge, such as Tableau or Power BI. Data visualization, turning data analysis into visual representations such as chart, graphs, histogram to more easily consume data. This is where we need what? Tableau. Visual analysis, exploit data through visual storytelling to communicate insight on the fly and stay in the flow of what? Analysis. Data preparation, compiling multiple data sources, identifying the dimensions and measurement, and preparing it for data analysis. In summary, as part of the BI process, organization collect data from internal system and external what? Sources. Prepare the data for analysis, run queries against the data, and create data visualization, BI dashboard, and reports. Them to make the analytics result available to business users for operational decision making and strategic planning. With this, I believe can go on with the next class of downloading and installing Tableau, which I'm mainly going to use for this session on business intelligence. Thank you for viewing. To get Tableau, there are two ways to get Tableau free. The first one is you use the Tableau public. All you have to do, you put your email, then you follow this download link. The other one, if you are a student or a teacher, you click get started with Tableau, then we take you to this place, you click start a free trial. What this means is that you can either do it if you are not a student or a teacher for 14 days. Or if you are a student or a teacher, you can get it for 1 year. You follow the same process. If you are a student or a teacher, you have to verify with your ID card and the name of your school. You follow the download. Once you download it, you go to the location of the download, double click. The same process with Windows. Okay. Then you click on this. Then you follow this. Agree. Then you install. For me, I have actually installed the full Tableau Professional in my system. So I don't need to install this to use Tableau. Okay. So you follow that process. I installed the Tableau Public. Welcome to this series on what is what in Tableau. The first page you'll be welcome with in Tableau is the start page. This is the start page. Okay, so we're going to start from the left pane. This is meant to connect to different sources of data. For instance, this is Tableau server. This we are using is called the Tableau desktop. What is the difference between the Tableau desktop and the Tableau server? The Tableau desktop is designed for you to create dashboards, while the Tableau server is made for you and your organization to organize and share those dashboards. Remember, one is made for you and your organization. So the Tableau desktop is made for you to do whatever you want to do, but the server is for you and your colleagues, your organization to work, to collaborate in your data analysis and so what. So you can connect to this from here. The next is the file. You can connect to Microsoft Excel, ordinary text, the JSON, PDF file, spatial file, statistical file, and more. If you click more, that means you have something that Tableau has not listed here. You want to what? Use. The next one is to these other servers. Remember, this is just Tableau server. There are other servers like Oracle, Amazon Redshift, MySQL, other databases, JDBC, and more. When I click more, you see a lot of them. See, a lot of them. This one, just like that. Many of them. And if you have any word that's not listed here, you can still do some connection here. Something like Neo4j, because you can see here there's no Neo4j here. So you can use this to connect to what? Neo4j. Tableau has made two data sources available, the superstore and the what? The word indicator. Also, their worksheet, this. You can open any of them and start working along. You can use this one to run your Tableau, to play with Tableau, to do anything you want to do. You want to practice, you want to see the way it works. You can use this. Okay, these are for training purpose, all these ones. You can click them and run. It's okay. And other resources are all this. Okay, this is the start page now. The next thing I want to do is to load data, then start working. How do I do that? When I'm ready to do that, I will load the data from the source, any place. Then Tableau will take me to this environment. This is where I have to do my work. Okay, but we need to understand this place. The first thing we need to start with is what is going on here. This is what connect to data. That means what I want to work with, the data set. That is this one. Tableau will automatically separate your data. It's so intelligent that it knows what is what. All those columns that are strings, that are qualitative, text will be placed here. Those that are numbers, quantitative, will be placed here. Other measure. This one, other word, dimension. And also, if Tableau sees that there are some things you might need, it will automatically what? Generate them. Let's see. If I go back, let me use this sample superstore. See? Sheet 1. Tableau, let me go back to this place. Tableau is aware that all these are what? Strings. All this. Out of all of them, some of the columns are what? Numeric. See? Sales, quantity, these are numeric. So the rule of thumb is anything you can take a calculator, as long as you can use a calculator to work with it, it will be placed here. But if it's just text, which you can't use what? A calculator to do, it will be placed here. Hope you understand the differences. Okay? Now, let's understand what is going on up here. This first one is what? Undo. You want to go back to your previous work. This is what? Redo, which is common. This is to save what? Your work. You click it, you say what you want to save. You can take it in Tableau workbook. These are the extensions. You choose the right what? Folder and say what you want to save. This is to what? Add a new data source. That's a database. You click this and go back to this first place here where we were before, or this will take you there. You can now add another data source you want to add. Assume I want to add this. See, they are not two here. Data, they are not two in this place. Okay, that is that. But here, if I click on this thing, I can drag this guy to this place, either row or column. But you need to understand, I will come back to this place, but let's look at this first because I want to show you something. You need to know the difference between the rows and columns. You see this goes like this. What is the meaning of that? It means whatever you place here, the journey will start from here, then increases towards the side, like this. Like this. This is the direction it will move. That means this will be the axis. Okay, but this one, it means the base. The axis will be here. You can see it. That will be moving what? Upwards. This is how it increases. You understand the difference? Now let's see. Let's drag category. I'm placing where? In column. How many do you have? Have 3. And you want to expand, you can actually drag this. It will expand automatically. If I put this here, see, it's now what? In rows. That means arrange like this. I want to take the sales I put here. You see, in column, sales. And this sales, you can see, this is the base of the sales. And for this role, this is the base of the role. If I want to interchange, instead for me to do this, then do this, which you are expecting, I can simply come to this place to swap. Swap, swap. If I swap, it means that sales is now a role. I want you to know that Tableau will loop everything together unless you ask it to do otherwise by coming to this place to choose what you want to do. Okay, look at the sales. The sales is in role, so this is the base. Okay, for this one you need to trace it from the base to have the right what figure. From the base, trace. From the base, trace. Okay, then you can see that this column is like this is the base, and it moves like this. Moves like this. That doesn't mean everything is bar chart. I can change to this. You see, still this is column, and I told you that the column goes up, so this one is going up. See, there's a position, there's a vertical, the what is horizontal, that is sales horizontal. So this is the intersect. This another intersect going up, vertical, horizontal. This another one going up like this. Okay, you can change as many things you want to change. See, another behavior. Can come to this place, change to test, come to this place, change to pie, come to this place, change to shape, and so on and so forth. Assume you don't like this. You can actually drag, what is this? Supply. You drag whatever it is. That is this one, right? Column. You drag it and put here. Shape, no? Same with shape. Just to tell the system that I want more than this. See? It's giving you more than you ask for. Let me undo this. Undo. Okay. The purpose of this was just to explain this and this. Okay. We are going to come back to this place later. We have done this. We have done this. Done this. All this. If I want to remove, I can click delete. Click delete on the keyboard. Select delete. Or I drag this, I put here. Okay, gone. If I undo, I can see clear the whole page by clicking on this one to clear the whole page. Clear. If I undo, I can drag this. See, means I want to what? Delete this now. Deleted. This one deleted. Okay. Another thing we have not done is if you come to this place now, you can tell the system to update automatically. That is auto update. This one, I want to remove this auto. Then I want to remove this one. I want to put it back. That is a sales. And nothing is going on because it is not what? Auto update. Auto update means go and fetch the data, upload everything for me. That is the meaning. For this, you want to do it manually. It's not auto. Okay, let me do that. If I come back to this place, then activate this profit. See, automatic. That is the importance of what? This. It depends on what you want to do. Okay, let's go straight to the next class. Thank you for viewing. Okay, now let's look at this. If you want to add a new worksheet, you click this. Look at this place. You click this to add new one. Okay, that is that. Let me undo. For this, if you want to duplicate this page, if I click it, everything will be duplicated. See, it's a duplicate of the first one. Everything the same. Let me see, undo this. This is to clear this page. If you want to clear this page, you clear. Everything will go. That is the default. Let me see, undo. But you can also specify what you want to remove. You can see here, you can clear worksheet formatting. if there's any format you have done. So you can also specifically remove what you want to remove. Assume there's formatting, you can remove the format. You can clear manual sizing, the as-is range. You can clear filter. If there's any filter you have done, you can clear the filter. You can clear sorting. If you have done any sorting, you can clear it, and the content, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is to swap between these two. You want this one to come here and this one to go up, you can swap. Also, if I pull this one and let me go to this place and make it test. Look at this place, is from the smallest to what? The biggest. That is what? Ascending. I can do descending from biggest to the smallest. You see?
It's break time. Do you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe to get new videos. Share this video to open new premium videos and ebooks. We'll be a star freelancer.
So the first thing we need to do now is to connect MySQL to Tableau. You click other connect, go to a server, then you click MySQL. Because this is the first time I'm doing this connection, it's not going to work. Therefore, the first thing I have to do is to download and install the driver. Then I can come back to this place to do the connection. So once I do that, it takes me here. Automatically detected what? My system. Once you come to this place, the next thing you need to do, you click on this IODBC. As you can see, this place say what? You must install IODBC before you install the MySQL ODBC connector. I click this place. When this place is open for me, I have to click on this. Once downloaded, I have to click OK. So let's double click this. It can't be opened because Apple cannot check for malicious what? Software. Come to this place. You click System Preferences. You go to Security and Privacy, General. Then you click on this Open Anyway. You open, then it will allow you to run now. Just click Continue, Agree, select, Continue, Install. You put your system password, install. If you are using Windows, you follow the same process. It's very easy. Okay, once I've done that, I will come back to this place now. Say download and install MySQL ODBC. You go to MySQL Community Download. It will bring you to this place. See? MySQL Connector ODBC. So I will click on this. Ask me to log in only for this. Just say no thanks. Just start my download. So once it finishes downloading, I will double click this to open it. Then double click this. Then continue. Agree, continue. Then I close and move. Okay, now we close the Tableau. We downloaded this, installed. Then we downloaded this, installed. Now we go back to Tableau to connect to MySQL. Okay, the next thing now is to go to MySQL, order connect, order to a server. Then if you come to this place, you see that my user is root and this is the server. Either you use this 127.0.0.1 or you use localhost. Come to this place now. Localhost. Put my user, that is root, then password, my SQL password, then sign in. Voila, connected. This is correct. Connected. This is a database. Which of the database do you want to use? You know we'll be using a lot of databases here. Assume I want to bring in the cash shop or the NotTwin. Let me use the NotTwin. Wow, these are the tables. Let's look at employees table or customers table. Update now. See, these are the customers details. Let me see employees details. Update now. Okay, look at the details of what? The employees. So if I go to sheet 1, I will see all this, the address, the birthday, the city, the country, and so on and so forth. These are what? information of employees. That is employees in Northwind. That's the dimension. Then this is the measure. This is how to connect. If you want to connect to anything you want to connect to, let me remove this again. See another table. Let's see the suppliers table or the shippers table. Update. See, to the shippers. So for now, let's go to the next stage of this section. Demonstrate how to use SQL query within Tableau. Let's select, for instance, the Northwind database, which is this. We're going to click this, that is new custom SQL. You drag it to this place. Then you write whatever query you want to write. Okay. Then you write your select queries. Assume you want to see all the employees. We can just do this. You say update. You see all the employee details are what? Displayed. Let's come back to this place. Say edit custom SQL query. Let's just assume we want to take the ID, the first name, and the title. Okay. You see? So with this, you can do many things you want to do. You are used to this query. This is a query we use to join 4 tables together. So I want to copy this. I will go straight to Tableau, drag this place here, then I will paste this here. Let's run this. Then click update. You see? Came up perfectly. It means once you are connected to MySQL here, just choose the right database. You can put any script you want to put here. You'll be able to use MySQL query in Tableau to bring in whatever you want to bring in. This is coming from the car shop database. We are joining cars and manufacturer. And if you run this, you're going to have this. Okay. Now, let's go to Tableau. If I put this manufacturer here, I put this one here, automatically inner join. This is inner join sign. If I update this, I'm having this. This is exactly what I'm having here. See one, C class, 40,000. Let's go to this place. If I click on this, let me run here. C class, 40,000, just like this. You see, it's the same thing. So why do we need to use Tableau? This is because of the limitation of what? SQL. SQL cannot do visualization, and it is easier to make business decisions when you have the general overview of your data. That is the reason why we have to use Tableau. Although I just joined this together to show you. If I come to sheet 1, this time, if I come to this place, for instance, I say what? Select manufacturer name, select car name from cars. Inner join with manufacturer. Exactly the same thing here. Manufacturer name and car name, I can bring them in to have the same thing. So if I come to sheet 1, this is dimension. What is dimension all about? Dimension is the data that are string. They are more of what? Qualitative. Why measure is more of numeric, can be what? Quantified. It's more what? Quantitative. We're talking about numbers. Anything like numbers, like price, like something you can sum together, you can divide. So when you see the word measure, you can use your calculator to do it. That particular column or feed fall into what? Measure. But if you know it's something you cannot use your calculator to do, it will fall into what? Dimension. But one thing you should also know is that Tableau did this for me automatically. I only brought these 2 tables, you can see table, into this place. I found out what Tableau was able to detect that all these fall into dimensions, while these fall into what? Measures. So now what I want to do now, in order to be able to have the same thing, I will select manufacturer name and car name. So with Tableau, you don't need to follow or do all this long query. You just have to do what? Drag and drop. So what I need to do is just drag this, I put what here. I also will drag the car name, I drop here. You see, Tableau was able to merge them, like BMW had these 2 car names. This one has what? 3. But if you look at MySQL, if I run this, see BMW, but there's a repetition of this because MySQL does not have the ability to make it one just the way this one look beautiful. It cannot. You see what limitation already? Another thing I should do now is to put the price. If I want to put the price, I'll put the price in this place. So once I put this one here, look at the way it displayed this one for me. No repetition, perfectly represented, and here we have the prices. Still the same thing, but this one is what? More beautiful. What I can extend, if I want to move them from test form, you can see this is test. and I want to put them in bar chart form, I can just click on bar chart. See, this is what MySQL cannot do for us, which Tableau is doing for us. In any other way you want to show it, you can see it's representing each of them according to what the size of the amount. This one is smaller, 30K. This is 40K. This one is very small, 11K. This one followed by this one, 21K, then 30K. You can see, depends on what you are comfortable with. Can use this method, as many methods as you want to use. This is what the power of Tableau, the one you are comfortable with. Look at this. This is very beautiful. BMW in one column, telling us the two type of cars.
This video is over. Go to starfreelance.eu to download these videos, materials, and sources. Watch more videos to get premium videos and ebooks. We'll be a Starfreelancer.